Good morning, art buddies, and welcome to Bricolage with Pink Girly. Calling this one Craft Morning. Trying something different with my titles. We'll see if it gets me any new folks to come in and join in and see what's going on here at Bricolage with Pink Girly. All right, so my time is limited today. I'm having my hair cut and colored. Woo-hoo! So I need to get over to Pennsylvania. So I'm just going to try to do this quickly and we'll just get moving. Looks like I'm here by myself, but I'm just going to get rolling. And if you come in, oh, there might be somebody. If you come in and I've already started, you could just catch up. So today I'm going to try something I saw on a reel, of course, with watercolor. I would imagine it does work. I don't know if I can get it to work, but we're just going to see. So I picked this up, I don't know, somewhere, Goodwill or something. I don't think I paid full price for it, but it's a nice little watercolor tablet. It has 15 sheets. They're 6 by 6 squares, and it's 140 pounds. So I did some prep work. I've got a couple of them here already prepped. Well, I've got more than a couple. A couple's two. I have a few, I guess I should say. And basically what you do is you take your watercolor paper, you put several coats of watercolor on your paper. It's a no-brainer, very easy to do. Let it dry. And then you take a stencil, put a stencil on top, and then remove the paint from where the stencil is. And it just looked really cool to me, and I thought I could use it, in some different, really different projects, either on a journal page or as part of, I don't know, you could really add as anything, a cover. I just thought it looked cool, so I'm going to try to make it. So what I have here is I just pulled out a couple of pans from my Kurtaki watercolor paints. And I know I have 3 coats of black. I think I have 2 coats of a combo green and yellow. This is a tealish green, kind of. I think I have 2 coats here. 3 coats of the gold and 3 coats of this sage olivish green. Now, on the reel, I don't think she says how many coats. I think she just says several coats. Let me see if I now I save them, and sometimes I can find them, and other times I save them and cannot find where they save to. So let's just see if I can find this one. Let's see. I have to go back out to home. I'm going to go here, saved. Save that. Oh, here it is. Wait a minute, not you. I guess I can show this. So see, she's applying a few layers. A few is more than 2. And then she's a melamine sponge. Hi, Joyce. Good morning. Hi, Ange. I don't know what a melamine sponge is. I know it looks familiar. I know I don't have any. It looks like a more dense sponge. So I'm just using a sponge that I have. And I like how she tears the edges, because normally I don't like that white edge, but I like it in this case. Oh, she doesn't remember that Sunday's her birthday? I thought her birthday's not till the 18th of August. But there is somebody's having a birthday in our group today. See if she pops in. Joyce, did you have a birthday that I missed? Joyce, was your birthday the 5th or something? I'm thinking Joyce's birthday is either happening or is soon to happen. Anywho, so this is not rocket science here. And like I said, I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm just going to show you what I did. Now, this is probably the biggest watercolor brush that I have. So I've got a couple of yellows here. I was thinking this one I might stripe. Yours is the 8th, so you're tomorrow. So we'll have to sing to Joyce, and we have to sing to someone else if she pops in. I don't know if she will. All right, these you can see I don't take care of anything. I don't take care of me. I don't take care of my craft supplies. All right, so this one I'm going to stripe just because I can and it's different. So I'm just going now. Of course, I got to let it dry between layers, I believe. All right, Anne says she's going to relook it up. For some reason, I could have it wrong. I could have her mixed up with another friend whose birthday is August 18th. And she said, "Don't go by me. I just have it in my head. It's the 18th, and I could be wrong, telling people incorrectly. Wouldn't be the first time." So I've got a couple dishes here of water to clean out this brush. Now I'm not so concerned about overlapping my colors here. Oh, you can't really tell a difference with my yellows, just a little bit. But I thought for sure I'd want to use one of these in my bumblebee journal my bee journal that I'm working on. So that's why I'm doing yellow. I did a black because I wanted to possibly use this in that journal. So I would suggest if you want to try something like this, like sometimes you have supplies sitting around, right? I'm looking for something maybe different to do with them. I think many of us probably have some watercolor paper sitting around, even scraps of watercolor paper. So that's why I'm doing the yellow. And maybe I'll pull a different color out, something a little more live. Let's see. Let's do, let's see if I can get a red. These are so abused. These are my favorite, these Kurtakis. Now I also have the Deco set, which is smaller. And the colors are very different. But I wanted something brighter today. Now, I wonder if anyone has done this that's here this morning. Has anyone ever done this? This looks like a lobster to me. Oh, look, it's more orange. That's okay. It's okay. It'll be okay. See, now when you put on your first coat, it's really light. So you want to get, like the person on the reel said, you want to get a few coats. A few is more than 2. So I did 3 on some of my paper. Now, the other thing she cautions is that when you go to put your stencil on, you want your stencil to not move. You want to hold your stencil very still. I have my fan on here. I can use my heat tool as well. Now, this sponge that I'm going to use, it is a little dense. It's not real holy, like the kind that are kind of really cool and have all the holes and stuff. But this is not like the sponge she's recommending. But I didn't really know sponges had names. I didn't really ever think about that. So this I want wet, but not sopping. So what I'm going to do in that case is I'm going to dip it in some water that I have here on my desk, squeeze it out as best as I can, and then I'm going to squeeze it in a paper towel so it's just damp. I guess I should try one before I make too many more papers, right? All right, I'm going to hit this one with my heat tool so I can get a second coat on. Now, what I'm thinking is I might just take some tape and tape my paper down to my desk and then tape my stencil because I know myself. I know it will wiggle. I know it will be a Mr. Wiggly Wiggly. So I just want to give a shout out to Teresa. She's usually lurking. And if she's lurking this morning, I just want to say, thinking about the sweetie, hope you're feeling okay. She had a little, well, it probably wasn't little. She had a procedure done the other day. She's been on my mind. So I'm going to keep her in our thoughts. So let's grab some more paint here. See, this is a beautiful color. This doesn't take too much skill, this part. You're just painting on some watercolor. So then after I have my ears lowered, as my dad would say, I've got to go deliver something to my one sister. And then I'm going to meet up with my son and have dinner with him. So my back is better. It's not great, but it's better. So we're just gonna move ahead like it's just normal and everything's hunky-dory. See how we make out. Probably won't be able to walk by the time I get home, but hey, be tall. Now this is coat 2 for the orange. I'd like to do 3 coats if I can. Now I don't have 3 coats on the yellow stripes, so I need to adjust that as well. I should do that while this one's drying. So this one I'm going to prop up in front of my fan. Let that dry the rest of the way. This is my striped one. Now, of course, I don't remember. I think this was the first yellow I used. See, it doesn't have to be this complicated. I have to make it more complicated than it is. You're not going to be able to see a difference here. But maybe I'll, oh boy, you really can't tell. Maybe I'll switch this one up and change and add this like goldenrod color. And this might be a little better. We can see a little bit of a difference here. And then what I'm going to do, at least this is what I think I'm going to do, what I'm planning to do, I'm making really scraps of paper, Ange, to use in a journal as like a background for a layout on a page. So I'm thinking about that bee journal I've got cooking, All right, now I'm going to switch these 2 out. That needs to dry, a little more. I'm going to put this in front of my fan. I know not everybody's a fan of orange, but I mean, you can appreciate the color, right? I mean, this is just a beautiful orange, red, orange. Now, I don't need this big of a piece of paper for most of the projects or journals that I work on. You've been making balls? Yeah, you said you were going to do that. How they going? So this is my 3rd coat. I'm going to put 3 coats on. So some of these I'm going to trim in half, and then I'm going to end up tearing my edges like the gal on the reel did. I'm assuming it's a gal. Her hands look like a gal. Doesn't take much to get you messy. Doesn't take much. All right, now we're going to switch out I got this nifty little fan. When we were in Europe, my husband, he likes to sleep with a fan blowing in his face. Don't ask me why. I don't know. But he does. There she is. Teresa says she stays messy. How you feeling, kid? Um, so his fan died, so he had to pick up something else because he doesn't sleep well as it is. So he needs a fan. So we found this little fan. This isn't it, but it's similar to this. They're battery operated. This one's got 3 speeds, and this comes off so it can be handheld or you can sit it up. So sometimes it just gets a little warm. Tired and sore, but okay. Good. Glad to hear that. Well, I'm glad to hear you're okay. Hopefully you'll heal quickly. So sometimes I just keep this on my desk, and today I'm using it as an extra drying tool. All right, he's done. So what I'm planning to do is either cut this in half or maybe quarters. But I want to decorate it as a 6x6 because I don't want to be messing around with little bits of paper. All right, so I'm going to get a riddle on here because I want to get moving and grooving. So what I'm thinking is I should take this down because, look, I just noticed the camera's crooked. Let's see. It's a little better. To take this down and then take down my stencil. And I'm working my hand into my orange. Let me move these paper towels out of the way. So I had a couple different ideas. Of course, I have to always switch something up, but we'll see how it works first, see if I can get it to work. Now, it's just water-based. I'm just using water. And I can't get this lifted up because my nails are too thick. Okay. So I thought I would just stay with like a simple stencil like this. Now the gallon reel, she used like couple different, well, it might have been one stencil, but she placed it differently. All right, so if I place it like that, then I could flip it and come in over and do this side. So I'm thinking maybe grab a little painter's tape. Now the other thing is when you paint a lot of paint or liquid on your watercolor paper, it's going to curl up. But once it dries, it kind of flattens itself out. So let's just dry this one a little bit more. Now, one thing I thought this would be good for, because sometimes when you're working on a journal or a journal spread or an art page, could be mixed media. You know, we all have little bits of paper that we hoard and don't throw away, scrapbook paper, but sometimes you just don't have that color that you need or the design that you want. This way, you could really make your own, use it as a background, and then put other cutouts from a digital or paper pack or things you've stamped, pieces of fabric, whatever, right? So this is kind of a way you can use up what's in your stash, bricolage, or you could, fashion whatever you need, really, for a project in a particular way. I do too, and screen's my fave. So I'm just taping this a little bit because, well, I don't know if it's going to pull the paint up for one. So I'm going to put my stencil down. I'm going to take this down as well so it doesn't move. That's the one thing that the person on the reel cautioned and said, if you cannot hold your stencil straight, tape it down. So I am listening. I know I have a shaky left hand at times, so now this is painter's tape. You could use washi tape. I didn't really want to ruin and waste washi tape. Now she recommends a certain sponge, which I don't have. I never even heard of this sponge. Let's see if I can get it now. I wonder where the birthday girl is. That's like she'd pop in. Maybe she's been taken away and she's getting a nice little treat. Apply a few layers of paint. You need a melamine, melamine sponge. Make sure your sponge is damp. Create a, I don't know this word, cyan something more. Cyanotype effect. Can you see this word? I can't make it big. CYANOTYPE effect with watercolors. Here's a few tips. Make sure your paint is completely dry. Hold the stencil as still as possible. If you need to, you can hold it in place with tape. Make sure your sponge is damp, not wet. If you have a few puddles, you can lift them up with a paper towel. All right, so I'm dipping my sponge again because it kind of dried out sitting here with all this air blowing around. So I dipped it in the water and I'm going to take out the excess in the paper towel. This is an old ceramic trick. So it's damp, it's not wet. All right, glasses up. And now I'm just going to start massaging. Now I can see already this is going to take a little longer than I anticipated. Let me move my water jug here. I don't want it dripping. I'm going to take a lot of moisture out of my sponge. But I think it needs to be a little wetter than what I'm using. I'm trying to lift the paint, but just from the stenciled area. I know the one idea I had, I don't think it's going to work. Oh, here we go. Wait a minute. It's starting to lift. I thought it would come up easier, but it's a, you gotta work it. And I don't want that water to bleed under my stencil either, right? I just want to pick up where the holes are in the stencil. Does anybody know that word? Cyanotype? Cyanotype? Look it up. You need Allie K. Hey, Leah. Hi. How are you, my dear? Work it, girl. Work it. Ann says, work it, girl. Now, I think when I'm done this, I'm going to dry off my stencil and I'm going to flip it. No. Is it, Leah? A melamine sponge is a magic eraser. I don't have any. I did have, but I don't anymore. Oh, thank you. I knew it looked familiar, but I couldn't place what the heck I thought it looked like. How about it? How about it? Did you happen to just know that? You're back from your parents? Bet you they hated to see you go. Do you have to go back again? Are you taking shifts? Are the Sibs taking shifts? That's one thing with my mom. When we were going through it, well, fairly local, it took me an hour to get to where she was. And of course, we had her in a facility, but it was a lot, when she went in the hospital and stuff. Now I'm dying to sneak out under here and look. I'm gonna let that dry a little bit. Oh, so you knew. Good for you. Thanks for sharing. Tell me that. All right, so I don't, well, I can use my heat tool, but I'm going to use it on light because I don't want to melt my stencil either, you know? You're back in September. God bless you. I know it's just, it's hard for moms and dads to go through this. It's hard for the kids. All right, now I don't think you need it to be white, white. Like the girl on the reel, hers didn't look white, white, you know, down to the. So I'm going to just lift up my tape and reuse this. And I want a design on the other side of the, because I want to use all of this. I don't want to throw. Ooh, looks cool. Look how cool. Now just be careful flipping your stencil. Like if this is way, you're going to have marks on your, because it's watercolor. Hi, Gail. So I'm going to flip it and have my design go this way. Retape. I think the taping is a great idea because it does take a little longer than I anticipated. So I'm going to rinse my sponge again. Take out most of the moisture. Now see, I've got right through here, I can see a little bit of this one coming over. So I maybe want to avoid that a little bit. I'm giving this a pretty good scrub. Now, Leah says the melamine, probably not saying that right, sponge is a magic eraser sponge. But hey, Laura, hi. But I'm using just a regular sponge. Right. Gail makes a very good point. It's difficult to use a stencil with watercolor paint because they're watery and they bleed underneath. So this is a way to get that effect with watercolor. You can be a little more successful. Oh, thanks, Leah. A little more successful here. Now I'm really rubbing some of this. Now I did 3 layers of paint to prep my watercolor paper on this green one. Now they don't all have 3 layers of paint. Some of them I think I just have 2. I should have made note. Yeah, I'm just using a regular. This is a piece of a sponge I used to use for ceramics. Now, see, this is kind of overlapping a little bit. But let me just grab a little bit out of that stem. So I can see, you may not be able to see, but I can see a little bit from this part coming through. Now, I was saying earlier, I don't need to use this big of a sheet. This is a 6x6. And on the reel, the gal just used a small portion of paper. So I thought, well, I could work on the 6x6. Might be easier to work on it and then tear it to the size that I want, right? And I'm going easy over here because I've got some of the design. Yeah, I don't want it to look like a big mishmash. Well, I'm well pleased with that. That looks kind of cool. Now, ideally, for my bumblebee, I keep saying bumblebee. It's not really a bumble. It's a bee themed journal I'm working on. It'd be great if I had a bumblebee stencil, but I didn't think I do. If you can believe it, stamps, yeah. Stencil, no. So let me try this. I think it's really wet. A little wet. Now, I was thinking about slicing it on my cutter and then trimming it, like ripping it into the pieces that I want. I know I want a long piece for this one spot in my journal. And I guess I could use green. I don't know. I hadn't really thought about that part of it. I used the green because I knew it was dry and I knew I had the 3 coats. All right, so let me get my little trimmer here. And see if this is going to work the way I want. Just want to kind of cut this in half. Ish. Kind of half-ish. And then there were 2. Now she used, now let me get my book. Let me get my journal. See if I can sneak this out without having it. I've been total chaos. Because I'm a skanker. I'm a skanker. There is a page where I want, what was that page, I think? Let me find another page. This page will do. See, I want something like this that I can put other things on. But that, see, the 6 is not really quite long enough. Maybe I should think about a pocket going that way. Okay, so I can think about that for a different. Oh, okay. So now I was thinking about cutting it this way as well, but let me tear it if I can. See, I'm liking the way that looks. This is not easy with the. Oh, you know what I should do? I wonder if I can. Wait a minute. I've got a. Of course I do. I have a decal ruler. Let's see if this will make it easier. See if I can put more time. See, I'm liking the white stuff showing. Now you could pre-do this, I'm guessing, but I wanted to do it in a bigger piece, so I wasn't fussing with a lot of little bits. It's just me. I'm tearing it the wrong way. Maybe I have to go. I want some of that white to show. Maybe this way. Help me, Gail. Help me. There we go. I flipped it upside down. So I like how this looks better. For me, you may not like that. So I'm flipping it upside down. Let's see if I can get it started here. So I'm giving up the purple hair today. I'm going red. Because the purple, although I love it, it's very hard to maintain. It doesn't stay purple very long. It washes out. They call them designer colors. Yeah, see, I can't even get that to tear. Hold on. And not that you need to know this, but yeah, it doesn't last. Of course, you could probably use a special shampoo, which I didn't. But it's going to fade. It's going to fade. All right, so now these are really low. I'm having a hard time here. Redhead. I'm not sure my husband's crazy about it, but I'm going to do what I like. Of course, I have a big blonde streak in the front. I'm keeping that. I think these look cool, girls, and this was pretty easy. All right, let's do this bigger one. Yeah. Okay, I'm liking it. I'm having, I'm having more trouble tearing it. Ah. Now the gal on the reel, just looked like she had her sitting on wax paper or something. I don't know if she can explain that. Jeez, I should just. See, now I have all little bits that I'm using in my latest project, the bee journal. See, I can glue them on. I could stamp on this or add other, even postage stamps. I think would look cool, right? So I'm pleased with those. Let's try a different one. So I've got a couple different colors. I've got a black one. Hmm, let's do this gold. Now I think this is maybe only um, two layers of watercolor paint. So let's try. Let me see if I can straighten this out a little. Now, if you weren't here earlier, all I did was take a piece of the 6x6 watercolor paper, just took some watercolor that I wanted to use with my big brush, and just base coated it on. Let it dry in between. Now, the reel recommends using a melamine sponge, with which Leah said is a Mr. Clean eraser sponge, but I'm just using a regular craft sponge, but it is more dense. It's not like a natural sponge. Maybe that's the word I'm looking for. It's more dense. You don't have a lot of little holes. I don't know if that really matters. But let's try something a little different here. Let's try a little bit of the background first. All right, let's try this. Let's get crazy. This one's really kind of okay, sweetie. Go lay down, take a rest. Yes, do what you need to do. Teresa's recovering from a procedure. Okay, so that one keeps popping up. What did I do with my? There's another piece. Let's get another piece here. All right, so I'm going to dip my sponge again, squeeze out as much moisture as I can, and I'm going to take off a lot of moisture. You don't want it dripping wet. And I'm just going to treat this one like I would say I'm putting a stencil on a journal page. I'm just hit or miss taking off some paint willy-nilly, if you will. Now, it might be hard for you to see with my light. I can see a little bit where I'm taking up some color. Then once this dries, I'm going to put a different stencil on top. Let's try this one. This one's kind of cool. This one's probably going to leave some other color on mine, which I don't mind. So you can see a little bit, kind of like it. Maybe I'll tilt this one a little bit, a little tilt-a-whirl. I love watching reels. I usually watch them the wee hours of the morning. And I was watching one, this lady, God bless her. I mean, she wasn't super old, but she had to be at least in her mid 60s. She's getting in this big circle. At first, I couldn't understand what she was doing, and her one leg got stuck. She's laughing. Her daughter's videotaping, and they're bending up her foot trying to get her leg down into this hole. Well, here it was a big tube slide. I'm like, why? Why would you do this at her age? Oh my gosh. Screamed all the way down. Okay, so doesn't seem to be lifting up as easily. Hey, there she is. Hi, Peggy. How's the birthday boy? His hubby had a birthday. Oh, see, look, I'm getting this pink. Let me clean some of that off. I'm getting this pink from whatever I was using the stencil on last. I said, oh, I'm going to treat my stencils better and clean them up. Yeah, that lasted for about, I don't know, a nanosecond. I think I might only have had 2 layers of watercolor paint on this paper. I would definitely go 3. See if I can sneak a look. I'm going to see if I can sneak a look. Oh, the pink's coming off. Well, that might be all right. Now, watercolor takes a lot of abuse, paper, but oh, man, surgery tomorrow. Okay. His name's Peter, right? We pray for Peter. Do I have it right? Oh, boy. Yes, Peter. Okay, great. Remember to pray for Peter. I put that in my phone in the morning. In the morning. So I'm waiting for the birthday girl to come in. Joyce's birthday is tomorrow. And Jacqueline's birthday is today. This one got a little different because, hi, Kathy, because I had some paint or something on my stencil, but it still kind of looks cool. Can you guys see that? I think I'm going to flip it this way, but you know what I'm going to do first? Much to my embarrassment, I'm going to clean this pink off. So if you're going to try this, note to self, use a clean stencil. My last stencil obviously was cleaner than this stencil. But now I'm thinking if I wanted yellow and black for the bee journal, it might be fun to just put some black. See, I can't just leave anything alone. I got to be thinking about different things, different ways to zhuzh it up. And then if I have a black watercolor on here, when I mushed it around, this would be black. It would be yellow and black. I think that kind of is cool. All right, so I'm going to go this way now. Same idea. Get rid of that paper towel. Let's get a clean paper towel because you don't want your sponge too wet. What are you up to, Kathy? What's everybody else doing today? I'm headed over to Pennsylvania for a hair appointment. Woo-hoo! I need it. My hair looks terrible. Terrible. All right, I'm wetting the sponge, taking out most of the moisture. And then I'm going to start trying to work off some of the paint, the watercolor paint. This is a 140-pound watercolor paper you're sewing. Oh, cool. Wow, I have to go out of state for a hair. Well, it's by choice. The gal I usually go to here in Jersey, I wasn't pleased the last time I went. And my middle sister, her hair always looks nice, and I thought I'd give her gal a try. And she did exactly what I wanted. I mean, I couldn't have asked for. My last appointment with her was just fabulous, and her prices are amazing. So I'm going to go over. I don't go that often. And then I will have dinner with my son, which is also, hey, Ray, how are you? Nice to see you. Good morning. And then I'll have dinner with my son. So, all right. Maybe a little more here. Yeah, gets me out of the house. All right. So, of course, if you just came in, this is because my stencil was dirty. But I still like it. I think I can use it. Now I'm going to tear this because I really like the way that looks. Now, if you're just popping in, this is the first one I did, which I started out with a 6x6 square. I'm missing a piece. I don't know what I did with it. Oh, I know, because duh, I didn't cut this in half. So this was like this. And then I'll be able to use these as part of a design on a journal page or whatever. Right? I'm going to dry that a little bit with the heat tool. Actually, that background I think would look cool on some, just the background, right? With put that thing stamp on top of it. Maybe we should do that before I rip this thing apart. Oh, let's stamp. I think I would say let's use the stays on. I'm going to use this stamp because I like the script. Now, the problem for me is finding a stamp block that's juicy, juicy. I did just ink a couple, but let's see. And then let's do a tester. Hopefully, I can get a good print. See, I'm rabbit trailing, but yeah, it's all right, right? We'll try different stuff. Let's see how this works. You know, I have, of course, a re-inker, but that's across the room. And hey, CB, good morning. All right, so I'm really pushing that down. I'm just gonna do it this way. I think it'll make a really good press. I'm just massaging it. I'm not wiggling the paper. I'm just really kind of pressing it down. Let's add some more ink. The good ink. I have to do this. Re-ink these again. Let's get some down over here. And then I'm going to tear it. And let's see if I have a journal page. Maybe I can show you what it might look like in a journal page. On a journal page. You got stuff sitting around. Okay. I'm really good at I look good in one of those. Okay. Now I use my I think I will again. Because the scrapbook paper, I mean, the watercolor paper is heavy, you know. It's 40 pounds, 140 pounds. And so it's hard to rip. Look, I want to do it this way because I want the white border to show. If you rip towards your, I forget. There's a certain way to rip. I learned that a couple of years ago. It didn't give me much, but it's given me a little bit. Now I was snipping because I'm having a hard time tearing that paper. Let's see if that one I tore. It should well. I think this is I did the wrong end. Silly girl. Now I was watching T. Berg and Colleen. It's been several years ago now. And I think Kathy had this ruler. So they enabled me. That was rough. Maybe I'm doing it the wrong way again. I don't know. The green one is just the way I was tearing, and it worked better. Let's see, I'll flip this one. No, I want more white to show. I'm doing it the right way. Thanks, Gail. I want some white. See, I like that white around. I don't usually, but I like the white around the edge in this particular case. It's slippery, you know. Okay, Peggy. I think Peggy has a hard time sitting still. She's probably got company coming now. Well, I guess Jacqueline's not coming in. So I want to sing happy birthday to Joyce. Anybody going to sing with me? Joycey, are you still here? All right, let's do this. All right, here we go. To Joyce. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Joyce. Happy birthday to you. Joyce, do you have anything special planned tomorrow? You going to see any of your children? Or Joyce's birthday is tomorrow. Oh, goodness me. Oh, how fun, Peggy. See, I told you she's probably having company. Well, that got a little wonky, but it looks okay. And let's turn it right this way too. And this one you can't see so good because I've got that pink on it. But let's see, where did I put my ink? I got a little tiny bee stamp here. Let's see. You'll see I was overzealous and I got ink on the corner of my. But you know what? These are fun, and then you could turn them into clusters too, right? All right, let's do another one. Let's see. What's my time look like? Oh, 11 o'clock. Okay, so if I'm out of here by 11:30, you go get dressed. I mean, I am dressed. I am dressed. I just get in a better outfit. Not, you know, um, I'm in crafting clothes. If I get something splashed on it, it's not a big deal. Wonder how that fern will look. That might be hard to do. Look, I've got butterflies here. Let's try this. This was 3, I think. All right, so I'm going to heat this up, see if I can get it to flatten out a little bit more. All right. Let's stabilize my paper here. Gotta re-hide off all the crap in the closet. Peggy, you are so funny. All the crap in the closet so we can hang us clothes. Okay. Taking down the stencil. Now I'm going to try to get just the fern, and maybe I'll turn it so I can get that butterfly maybe the other way. And then I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to try to just get the fern. So maybe I should protect this a little bit that way. Might help. I don't know. All right. So my sponge is still just a little damp. I think it could be a little wetter. So I'm taking out most of the moisture. I'm just scrubbing in where that stencil is to try to lift up the watercolor paint. This is an idea. See, I've got this cut like kind of in a little wedge. I tried to find my makeup sponges. I've got a whole bag here in my room, but things have been topsy-turvy here. We've had a roof put over our little patio area. Oops. And the workermen have been here for several days. Yesterday, the electricians were here, which I thought was going to be a quick, visit, but they were here most of the day. So we've now got a ceiling fan out there, and lights. They had to move stuff in my craft space. God bless them. And so things have not found their Oops. Place back in their normal spot yet. It doesn't help when your back is not cooperating and you can't get after some stuff. At least that's the excuse I'm using. Yeah, it picks up a lot nicer with that third coat of paint. 4 layers might really be yummy. Just remember, you don't want your sponge too wet because you don't want it to seep under your stencil, you know. And of course, the deeper color that you have as your base color, I think, helps too, right? You see more of a contrast. Now, see, this is a little more, there's a lot cut out, so the stencil's a lot more wiggly. So it just kind of zhuzhed it there a little bit. Might be a little blurry underneath. We'll see. We'll see. Because I have so many issues, not so many, I don't have a lot of issues. Okay, I've got issues, but not like some people have. I don't mean to say that. But the issues that I do have, I don't sleep in a bed anymore. I sleep in a recliner because I have issues with pressure points on my body and stuff. Anyway, I don't use my bedroom. So Kellyanne's coming for a visit, but I got to get after that. It's the whole, it looks like a bomb went off in there because I just threw stuff from our trip. And so I'm waiting for, oh, girls, this is looking cool. Okay, so I want this to dry a little bit. Let's see, this is the little fan. Let's use this little fan for just a little. And I'm thinking I want to do the butterfly. I don't have a butterfly. I don't think that's cool. This is just like, a big open hole butterfly. I know, it's easy for me. I like these 2 little guys. See all that mess I have on here? That's going to come off. So let's clean that off. Oh, that must be acrylic. It's not coming off so easy. Yeah, for me, it just snowballs. And then, see, this is the kind of mentality I have. I'm not proud of this. Believe me, I'm not proud of this. I'm just being honest and being real. I still have my suitcase from our trip in April. Had stuff in it that I didn't use. It's clean. I'm thinking I'm traveling again in November. Maybe I should just leave it. And then I don't have to pack it. I don't have to repack. But Hubs wants to get the suitcase up into the attic. And I gotta make it nicer when Kel comes, because if it's not, she might not want to come again. I gotta make it all nice. Okay, I had some debris that, this one's just a mess. I should have thought about that, but okay. Let's put the butterflies. I kind of want them, well, maybe I'll look this one the other way. Let's gear this one differently. Okay, Gail, have a great day. Yeah, this is really fun. I'm glad I saw this reel. All right, so dampening my sponge. Let's get a couple little butterflies in here. Definitely make sure your stencils are clean. Okay, now I think I want something, I don't want just plain over in here. So let's get something else. I like that one stencil I used. This other one, it's kind of like a background. Kind of this grid. I really like this grid. Oh, that looks cool. Let's do some of that over here. Oh, I like that a lot. And I'll tear this into pieces like I did the other ones. Cool beans. Now I have one that is, this one I tried to stripe with yellows. I can't really see that much. But I did do a black one. If I can remember where I put it. No, that's not it. That's just, here it is. Kind of looks gray. Well, watercolor. Watercolor black, not real. Not okay. Not in the shower level. Take this down so it's not slipping and sliding. And I think I want to use some of the, I want to do this. Still kind of damp. Now because it's black, I'm thinking I'm going to have more of a contrast. Right? As I remove some of the watercolor paint. Oh, this would be good for a Halloween thing. Jacqueline's got a what's she calling it? A August swing, or it's like a pre-Halloween stuff. I think I'll leave this one just go as it is. Oh, I like it. Okay. So I think that'll be enough of that. I could stamp on there with white ink. Wouldn't that be cool? Or just let me see if I can grab a couple of things here. These are some of the little bits. that I have set aside to use. I'll use back in my bee journal. So isn't that cool? Hi, Ange. Oh, I didn't know you went anywhere, Ange. I must have missed that. Oh, what, honey? Okay. See, I can tear these and then use that for a background in my journal. I think it'll look cool. You know, with just some words. Oh, look at this one. Oh, yeah. See, I'm liking this. I should have done more than one. Hold on. Hold on. Let me get rid of this. Pull my little bits back in here. Oh, that cheesecloth. See, now I'm rabbit trail number 2. No, she didn't. She said she was really tired. She had a really busy day yesterday, so perhaps she's fallen fast asleep. And I'm going to tear this. Everything's attaching to the ruler. Oh, it is? I was right? All right, Ange. Thanks for checking that, honey. I appreciate that. All right, let's see. I'm going to snip. I don't know why I'm getting myself so confused about this. I'm going to snip here and snip down here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, like it, like it, like it, like it. Nothing like admiring your own work. So I want to tear it this way. So I have to snip it up here. I saw Lisa in my eclectic life, tearing. She just used a regular ruler, I think, years ago, like this. And I was trying to do it, and I was really struggling. And then I realized I was tearing from the wrong. I was trying to tear the skinny part instead of the wide part. So I'm trying to think of this in that regard. See, now I can put this in my bead journal, and then this is from the digital, one of the digitals I'm using. So let's just, I'm going to ink this a little bit. This one side, I'm not tearing, it's not too great, huh? And then we can put a piece of this down. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Gotta get the right scissors. This is probably too big a piece. Oh, it's attaching itself to my fingers. Hey, Dana. How you doing? That might be a little too big. So you have this piece of honeycomb. Let's trim this out. This would be easy to trim out. When I first started making videos, I had my camera on a tripod. So you saw the legs of, I'm pretty sure this is how my video is. Saw the legs of the tripod. People watch them. God bless them. I don't know. And I was painting something at a styrofoam cup with water in it on my desk. And this one lady commented and said, "Why are you dipping your brush into your coffee?" Well, I was using, I guess, a black paint or something, acrylic. And it just looked like a cup of black coffee. Oh my gosh, I laughed. I said, no, it's my water. See now. Okay, so I've got my hot glue gun here. It's always plugged in. I'm just going to shoot some glue under here, just real quick like. See, now I've got these words. Queen drone worker. I just don't think I have a little. Some more glue is going to come out that I need here. Oh, is Patty here? Hi, Patty. Good morning. Is it still morning? Yes, it's still morning. Good morning. And I'm going to glue these on. Whoops. See, there's just too much glue there. Mm-hmm. These are a mess. Drone. And let's put worker on upside down. Worker. Oh, I think my battery just died on my little fan. All right, let's see here. So that, to me, that doesn't look too bad. I think I might tear this differently on the corner. But I want to tear it this way. Beautiful. Thanks, Peggy. I'll tell you, this 140 is not easy. It's not easy, girls. It's not easy. Now let's get the book. Let's find a page in the book. If you've watched me regularly, which I know a lot of you do, and I appreciate that, and thank you so very much. You'll know I'm working on a bee journal. And so this is it. This is it. So let's find a page where I can put this. So the idea is to help you, it might work. Oh, see, it kind of goes with that. Maybe I'll move him over here. See, and then you can journal around it. But see, that doesn't look bad, right? Maybe I should, that's kind of white. Kind of white. Maybe I should ink this a little bit. Oh, thanks, CP. I'm glad you like it. Let's just knock that white back a little bit. So not only make things that you then use them, right? Use them in your projects. You could do this and put it on a card, on a greeting card, right? Maybe you're not a journaler. That's fine. But you use these ideas maybe in what you like to do. I'm going to move the coffee and I'm going to move the egg yolk out of the way. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, look, I've got spillage from the egg yolk. Let's clean up on aisle 1. I think that's going to go there. I think that's going to be a pocket. Maybe a pocket this way. Let's do that. I've got one glue container soaking in the kitchen to clean out the nozzle. I've got to clean that out so I can have a better control over my glue. I'm out of control. Now, I'm most pleased with that. Okay, Ange, I'll remember. Thank you, honey. No, Peggy, really? Oh, we do. Oh, thanks for sharing that info. All right, so this is what we did today. I created the background piece, the black piece here. So that was the other half of this. I tore my edges. Okay. Ollie's posted it. Oh, I'll have to tell my husband. Oh, I'm trying to see. My brain's already going. Where am I going to be in Pennsylvania? I know there's one over there too. I'd have to hit that on the way home. And then I did an orange. This is in the full form that I did. You can't really tell that they're butterflies. I could outline that with a Sharpie pen. Could I not? I could. But I did them on a larger scale because I didn't want to fuss around with little pieces like this. See, these were all 6x6s. This one, my stencil was dirty. This was the first one. I used the same stencil. I used it one way and then dried it and then flipped it over and used it the other way. And this is supposed to look like cyanotype, cyanotype, I think she called it. So I've got a couple other sheets here prepped that I will go ahead and do probably the same, get out a couple other stencils. But my idea was, I just thought it was cute. When I saw the reel, I thought it was really attractive what she did. And then, I think they just make a really cool, something different other than scrapbook paper. When you're doing a spread or something in an art journal or, a journal that you're creating. So I need a little bit more glue under here. I'll do that later. But yeah, so that's it for me. I'm headed over to Pennsylvania. I'm going to get my hair done. I feel good about it. And then I'm going to have dinner with my son. I'm looking forward to that so very much. Oh, Hubs might go with me. And so, oh, that's good, CB. CB just checked and she's got some ollies. Nice. So enjoy the rest of your day, Jacqueline. If you're doing the rewatch, have a great day. I didn't sing happy birthday to her, so maybe I'll do that real quick. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, my dearest Jacqueline. Happy birthday to you. Today is Jacqueline's birthday. Tomorrow is Joyce's birthday, and I'm sure there's plenty more. August seems to be a popular month. So enjoy. I'll see you around the tube. Have a great day. Don't forget, take time to be creative. Enjoy the journey. Until next time, bye bye for now.